Today, we're going to look at policies in the LightBeam platform. Policies can be used to enforce appropriate data use and discover inappropriate data leakage in an environment. By mapping out the appropriate use of data as it relates to business processes and ownership, permitted data use and storage can be better understood and allocated. Policies can be configured in a multiple of ways to track both external and internal data, as well as labeling data with specific custom labels that can be used for later governance. When we take a look at the policy details page, we see individual cards for each of the primary policy types. Those policy types are internal, external, discovery, and labeling. For each of the cards, we can see the number of rules that have been created under each of these, number of data sources, and if there's anything been added to the permit list. The permit list allows for storage appropriately, thus creating the map of the data processing activities. If we go deeper and look at the individual rule sets that have been created from these policies, we see a list of all of them, how many violations each has created, how many have permit listings, the number that it was created on, and an ability to delete it. So let's take a look at one of these, Acme Rockets. So now we can look at how the policy is structured. There's basically 4 different pages that we're going to set up of information that how this policy will run. We first enable it, and we're going to enable alert settings based on this policy if violations. So if alerted, Bill and Kilo will be alerted by email. We also can set the number of entities, and now we see that the entities have not been selected. But if we want to update that and change that, we can change it to any kind of individual person, group, or individual entity in the organization. If we want to create new ones, what we can do is I'm just going to select all entities for this one and say that's who we're going to look for. So we're not going to look for a particular person, but we're going to look for everyone. We're going to say all attributes, identity data, location data, medical data, especially. And the data sources, we're going to look at Gmail and G Drive, and the alert settings are enabled as we saw. So we advance to the next pages, which is the delayed data sources. And as I said, we see Gmail and the G Drive are already selected. But if we want to add another one, here's a listing of all the connected data sources, and we can search any one of those. So if we wanted to add this LightBeam AWS 3 bucket, we can add it just that easily, and that volume will be scanned. So as we go to the next page, the alerts are enabled. So this policy will create alerts for people to respond to. And the alerts can be assigned to anybody. Right now, they're assigned to Bill and Kilo again. And here's a selection screen for sensitivity. So we're going to say that if more than 2 attributes that are already classified as high sensitivity are discovered in this repository, we're going to raise an alert for that. And we're also going to say medium sensitivity, 2 of those. So anything medium or high, 2 or more of those will raise an alert for this particular policy. The last one is automation, which is always on. It's kind of an empty bucket right now. I'm going to save that and close that. And so now we have a policy here, Acme Rockets, that's going to run, and it will generate alerts. So we can see the alerts that it generates and the policies on the home screen over on the unresolved alerts and critical alerts fields. We'll cover alerts in another video. That's all for policies today.